be strong in this time, son. I'm a survivor. I will survive. I will survive. And I'm a firm believer. We'll forever strive just to stay alive. That simple means that nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can turn me sick. I will let alone negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can. Nobody can. Everybody show me some strength. No weakness. Show me a way I'm going. Strength. No weakness. What I'm doing. Strength. No weakness. Show me a way I'm going. Everybody strength. No weakness. What I'm doing. I'm ready to roll. Your enemies, they must tremble. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, I'm ready to roll. Everything has to humble. Everything has to humble. I'm a go-getter. I just go hard. I just go hard. And I'm a kind of fella. Control me sick. I will not allow negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can. Nobody can. Yo, just show me some strength. No weakness. Put him up. No weakness. Put him up. 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 No weakness. Everybody strength. No weakness. Show them who we are.
Hey.
That's when the roll. That's my favorite part. The enemy have to scatter.
What? Here the Jamaican come out.
Good evening. I didn't share yet. Let me share. I was busy dancing. I didn't share.
Sharing. Everybody share the thing. Everybody share the thing. As you're coming, go ahead. Everybody share the thing. Share the thing. I don't know what happening still, right? Facebook still have us in jail.
You're still in jail?
Still ain't getting notification. Yeah?
You're still in jail?
I'm still locked up, girl. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I get used to it now.
We just have to do our own thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Everybody have to share. Everybody share. Hey,
I'm sharing.
Share the thing. Share the thing. Everybody share the thing. As you come in, if you listen, you got to share. Before you say hi, share. Terry, Samantha. Hello, first time here. Wow, we got a first timer on the ride. Terry Samantha, or Samantha Terry, whichever one it is. We welcome you. We got a first timer on the Winter Fun Day.
Who is that one? Sorry, I was busy sharing.
Terry Samantha.
Terry Samantha, welcome.
First time on the ride.
Pleasant good afternoon to you, Terry.
Yes. Terry.
Mavis, say how much is your bail bonds?
Oh Lord, I wish they told me. I could have. I'm so vexed. I bet. Ridealong would have bailed me out long time, but
right.
Ain't give me no bail. Ain't give me no goddamn bail. Gail Charles. Oh, look at my baby Gail Charles in the building. How you doing, Gail Charles? Spice Angel, big up yourself. Guys, if you see me looking down because I'm busy sharing, and you guys doing the same thing as well.
I'm sharing. I shared mine. Good evening, everyone. It's Thursday, and welcome to Immigration Nation. What are we? Immigration Nation or Immigration Now?
Immigration Now. I think we're now.
We're Immigration Now.
Now. Goddamn. Now. Where's this playing back? Oh, yeah.
Later. I'm saying hi to my cousin, my Sakuru. Later.
Hey, Natasha Charles, big up.
I don't know how to do it. Hello, Stephanie. Hey, Dara.
Lies JJ, big up yourself.
Listen, it's okay.
Hold on.
I'll pass my message to you.
Hold on. Yeah, am I hearing the audio on your end? I'm hearing the noise on
Tell me, are you hearing anything?
Not hearing it anymore.
Okay, I think it was me. Because when I share, I have to turn off.
Yeah.
I can't share and watch it or listen to it on my phone.
Yeah, you can't.
Okay.
Look, a good friend of mine over there in London, in England, Donna. Donna.
Hello, Donna Springle. Isn't it like midnight, 6 o'clock? It's 11 o'clock in
11.
London.
11 o'clock in London. 11 o'clock in
Thank
London.
you, Cislin. Yeah, this is a new lip thing I'm testing out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good. But
so if they want to advertise on Ridealong, I'm not going to use a name. They have to, if they want to advertise here,
they got to do the damn thing.
They can do the darn thing and get in touch with the folks at Ridealong, and we can talk about their lipstick.
Yeah. Hey, Queen. Wow.
Quinn. Good evening, Quinn. Good evening, Cislin. Like and share, because I want everybody to see my pretty lipstick.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you. Cislin Julian, what's up? You in the building? All right.
Thanks, Cislin. She loves my lipstick. Thank you so much, darling. I appreciate that.
You know what I appreciate, but I don't understand. I mean, I'm like okay with it, but I don't quite understand it. I don't understand handbags, lipstick. I don't understand why you guys get all caught up on those things. Like what the hell is that about?
That's like blasphemy, Junior. You don't understand handbags?
How the heck? Diana, I could never understand handbags.
But you buy them though. You go shopping for them for the wife.
No.
But you understand she loves her purses, her handbags, her pocketbook, whatever you call it.
I don't understand. Like someone like a guy don't look and say, I love you because of your handbag. Men don't understand those things, Diana.
I think for a woman, it's like when I see a woman with a nice purse, a nice shoes. Ooh, it's like you can't help yourself. A nice lipstick.
Shoes.
No, man, there's something bad about it. Like, whoa, I love that purse. Where you get it from?
No, it's just shoes.
So you don't look at a man and see like a blazer or a nice shoes. You'd be like, that shoes is nice. No,
never.
Nothing.
Never, nothing. It's just a shoe, goddamn shoe. You put it on your foot. You walk through the snow.
No, not for us.
Yeah,
not for us. Not for us. Let me tell you, Junior, my purses, they stay in dust bags. So when I go out to come back, they go back into their little dust bag and go back in their little spot.
Yeah, like okay, I've seen and I've heard about women spending hundreds of dollars on purses, on bags.
Guilty.
Why?
Guilty. Not hundreds. For me, Junior, for me, it's thousands on a purse. Easily.
Diane, you know what?
Easily.
Yeah, why?
There is something, and the woman can understand. There's something about walking into that store and seeing the purse with your name on it. Like it calls you. It's like, yeah, it calls you. And it becomes an women. All right, come on, ladies, help me out. When you walk into the store, Donna, Mavis, Nelly, Mandy, tell me about when you walk into the store and there's a purse or a pair of shoes and it has your name on it. A nice shoes, the misleading Samson, tell you. It has, and you get almost this rush. You get a nice little rush, like it feels good, and you come home with that purse and every woman have their thing in a Junior. For some women it's purse, for some it's shoes, for some it's makeup, for some it's nails. Every woman have a thing.
Okay.
I look like I didn't convince.
You're not gonna
tree.
No, we just see it as a bag. Like I go to the store. I want a bag to put my computer, to put my equipment. Like for instance, Mavis and
Vacation for Samantha.
They gave me a really nice bag for Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's for work. I love the bag. It has a lot of pockets in the bag. I could put my computer stuff in it, and it's a really nice bag.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need 5 of them. I just need one bag just to put.
God, no, Junior, you can't have one bag. Junior, you cannot have one. So every time you go, you carry the same bag?
Everywhere I go, I carry the same bag. I don't get
I'm
it.
gonna take a picture tonight. When we're young, they said
Well, that's fine. I love the bag.
get in the bag. No. So yes, for some they say it's their shoes.
Uh,
Isha says men like cap or sneakers. I get that. Natasha says shoes and bags for her. Lydia says shoes, bags, and cologne. See, everybody have a thing. My husband, it's cologne. I don't have to wear perfume. I'll do my deodorant and lotion. But
right,
for me, a perfume will last me a very long time
right.
because that's not my thing. So it just depends what your thing is.
Okay, all right. You see, I'm. They say I'm a caveman. I'm not a caveman. I'm just like
It's your thing.
it's my thing, or it's not my thing. Like I can't. I don't understand, and I'm not supposed to understand. Really. Imagine if I came on here, I'd be like, I just love a handbag, like the lipstick. I just love that lipstick. No,
But what do you love in your closet? Is it your sweaters? Like what's your thing in there? What's your thing? Because you're always nicely put together.
what's
So
my thing?
what's your thing?
I like headphones.
Junior, I got my headphone from my Ridealong
Eh.
headphone. Junior,
No, no.
listen, I don't think people realize how bad these headphones are.
It is freaking.
And I'm not just saying it to your face. I would say it behind your back too.
I just love headphones. That's me.
If you guys don't have your Rider headphone, you're wasting your time.
And listen, just today, where's the package? Let me show you a package. You see these. I'm not going to show the names, but this is international packing slips. Oh, you can see it. Okay. This is international packing slips,
You're
right?
sending people order for overseas.
I just sent some to London.
All right, London folks, your headsets are coming.
London, your
ready.
on the way. Your headsets are on the way. Be ready for it.
Be ready. I mean, those things are sweet, Junior.
Yeah.
My favorite one though is the little one that goes behind.
This is let me show you guys.
That one.
This one right here. It's a baller because it doesn't go inside your ear, Dione. It doesn't go inside your ear. It just goes right by your ear, and it is a freaking amazing. I just love it. I go with it everywhere. I do everything with it. Everything.
Love it.
Yeah. It's real bad.
So Kibby is waiting for hers. Patricia Phillips.
Yeah.
So where's hers?
And earlier in the year, I said I wanted in this month. I said we want to do 1,000. 1,000 of these push out 1,000 of these headphones in February, and we on track.
I think you will.
Yeah, man, 1,000. We're gonna do it. So
and especially that red and black one for Valentine's Day, ladies.
Yes.
The red and black for Valentine's Day for your significant other or men too.
Yeah.
Gail Charles waiting for her. Kibby. Hurry up on order, ladies, before it run out. Hurry up.
Yeah. You see, everybody, they're waiting. So
it's on its way.
It's on its way. Diane, I want to talk immigration.
Oh Lordy. Yes, let's talk immigration.
Let's talk immigration. Someone saw me today and they said, Junior, I listen to your program all the time. And you guys talk about getting your green card and all of these things, but they want us to go back to basics a little bit. They want to find out if because Biden is now the president, if the process is any easier to obtain a green card, whether by marriage or whether by filing or whatever the case is. So I said, you know what? Look at the program, and I'm going to ask it to Diane Winter Funday. So let's go back to basics, Diane. Did the process change in any way to obtain a green card as it relates to marriage or any kind of filing process?
Nothing, Junior, nothing has changed as far as the process. The process for marrying, for getting a green card, whether it's through marriage or employment or investment, nothing about the process itself. Think about, Junior, if you're baking a cake, and I had to explain it this way to my clients. So you're baking a cake and you have all the ingredients and you get your flour, you get your milk, you get your sugar, you're baking a cake. What we saw under the Trump administration, they didn't mess with the process, What they did was they would take away some of the necessary ingredients that would make a really good cake. So they might take away a little flour, a little sugar. The process was still the same to make the cake in a Junior. Nothing about baking that cake was different. What happened was that the Trump administration was taking away, you put the vanilla on the table, the Trump administration hide the vanilla or raise the cost of vanilla or said, you know what, instead of 2 teaspoons of vanilla, we need 4 teaspoons of vanilla. But the process for making the cake was always the same. What the Biden administration is coming back in and saying, you know what, let's review. And we saw that with the executive orders on Tuesday. 3 different orders were signed. Let's review some of the bad, icky stuff that the Trump administration was doing. Let's stop hiding the vanilla. Let's stop hiding the sugar. Let's put things back in place.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to take some time. It's not like there's a switch that was flipped. Right? One of the things that the executive orders was family reunification. So you know how we have these long processing times?
Right.
People file for somebody, hear them say, boy, 12 years. What President Biden is doing is he's putting in place task force to look at these bad policies and see how we can fix them. So the process for getting that green card, guys, have not changed. What they're doing is making immigration a little bit healthier, a little bit less stressful, a little less enforcement. But if you had to be in court for deportation, you still have to be in court for deportation. If you had to go to get fingerprints before Biden, after Biden, you still have to get fingerprints. If you had to prove that the marriage was bona fide, remember we always talk about prove the marriage good?
Right, yeah.
You still have to prove the marriage is good. What I have seen so far is that the officers, like at the interview, they're not as stressed. Their hands are not as tied. But I don't know that anything changed just because we had President Biden sworn in. It's going to take some time, Junior, for us to see. Because remember, we have Biden, but all down the line, we still have some bad actors, like those employees, those immigration officers, those ICE officers. They still have their job.
Right. So let's look at a unique situation. I have a question here, young lady. Before I ask about the unique situation, let me ask you about this, because this young lady have been asking me this question for a while. Now, she obtained her work permit through a particular individual who was not a lawyer, and he used some kind of creative methods of getting people work permit on documents, right? Now that work permit would expire or have expired or about to expire, one of the 3. She wants to know if she could now renew that work permit.
All right. So I'm going to assume creative methods mean less than honest.
Less than honest. It might be in the vein of Violence Against Women Act.
Okay. So if there was no bona fide case under that VAWA, and if that case hasn't yet been blown open, I would encourage this person not to renew that work authorization, because now you discover there might be something going on with the application. You discover that it was less than creative methods. So you need to stop carrying the ball down the road. Stop the fraud. Stop the less than creative methods. Don't carry it any further. So each time you sign any application, each time you sign and you submit something to immigration,
right,
you are attesting, you're saying to immigration, you see what the problem is, Junior, a lot of people, you send them an application and they just sign it and send it and mail. What you don't realize you're doing is, even if I, Junior, tell pure lie, I tell all kinds of lie on your application and you sign it, you're responsible, because you're saying you have reviewed it.
Yeah.
And that is why in my practice, when I am doing applications, a lot of times I don't have my staff mail people's application. I want to be the last point of contact. I want to look at it, cross-check with you, Junior, and say, hey, is this correct? Is this a review for me? Tell me if anything is wrong. Because at the end of the day, that young lady or young gentleman, they're going to hold that person accountable, even if that person in between use less than creative methods or use creative methods. So they're going to hold that person accountable.
Wow. She says she got it. So in essence, if you use someone that is not an attorney and that person present the document for you to sign, is just as good as they're saying that you signed the document. In other terms, if you go to an attorney, the attorney signed as if it was prepared by a legal attorney. Is there a cover for a release of claim if you sign it rather than if the individual signed it?
No, because each person have to sign their own application. So when we're submitting application on behalf of somebody, our form, so if an application has 2 pages, so
Right.
this is the application, the applicant sign your own form. There might be a line on your form that I will sign to say, I prepared the form, but
Right.
you, the applicant, are going to have to sign that form as well. And what you're signing to is saying that everything, they call it an attestation. You're attesting, you're saying everything you put in that form is accurate. I am signing to say you, Junior, gave me this information and I
Right.
use that information to prepare the form. So the service puts the onus right back in your lap. I get that a lot with fraud cases out of Jamaica, the Caribbean, where people say, oh, I went to an agency, and the agency told me to put that. And they
Right.
do. They follow the advice. And it's true. They go to the agency say, put say I work a so-and-so, put say you're married or put say you're married. And they follow that advice. The service will not take, it wasn't me, as a defense. You cannot say, oh, it wasn't me. Not a defense.
I want to talk about Violence Against Women Act, right? Because that's one of the methods that has been used in a lot of different ways, and some might even see it as like a loop, like a loophole in the law. Explain the Violence Against Women Act so everyone could understand.
And Misleading Sampson is agreeing with us. They cannot renew. I would not encourage they renew that, especially now that they discovered it was creative methods. I would not renew. So for VAWA, Violence Against Women Act, there are a couple things that make this process rife or ripe for abuse, because it involves individuals that are involved in either domestic violence or you're being abused, male or female. The service gives everybody the benefit of the doubt. So, for example, Junior, if I go and I file an application, and it's typically, ladies, VAWA, Violence Against Women Act, we can easily substitute the W for M because men can also use this act. Under the act, if you are being abused by a U.S. citizen, spouse, parent, or child, or a green card holder, spouse, parent, or child, and you are being abused, you can apply for what we call a VAWA green card. Everybody talk and say VAWA green card. So you come here on a B1, or you come here to marry somebody, and you come in, they start physically abusing you. They start emotionally abusing you. They start financially abusing you. They start sexually abusing you. They start terrorizing you. They have taken your documents. They don't have to lay a finger on you. You don't have to have called the police to report anybody abusing you. All you need to do is go on uscis.gov, Junior, pull up the form, you file it.
Yeah.
And because this process takes so long, what the service does is it gives you, in so long as they make what we call a prima facie determination, so long as you put enough, you write one statement to say, I am married, Junior, I'm married to Diani. When I came to the country, she took my passport away from me. She took the car keys. She didn't give me a phone to call my family.
That's
Emotional abuse. It's
That's
abuse. That's all you have to do. Diani, as a citizen, Junior, don't have to sign your form. You don't need to submit any finances.
Uh-huh.
You don't need to submit, and you don't have to submit a lot of proof. All you have to show is that me and you at some point were
Right.
married, or me and you at some point were living together, or show that you're a citizen and this is what's going on with me. That's all,
So that's why I say it's like a loophole.
It
Because it's so
is
easy. Do you have to present any records, any police report?
not required. It's not, because here's the thing, what we know about women and I'm not speaking excluding men. There are times when, women are being abused and they don't call the police. Sometimes they call up their girlfriend and say, or sometimes they go to the pastor. I've submitted cases like this without a police report, because some women might say, especially culturally, and not all of us going to jump on a phone and call police because our husband is beating us.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but we may not call the police. What we might do is call up a friend. What we might do is go to the pastor. What we might do is go to a church sister, and we will say to that church sister, say, last night, Junior locked me in the room and said, I can't leave, come to church.
Green card.
You can file an abuse, because that is abuse. So you can file this application. Of course, you're going to be interviewed. I have done like psychological evaluations to help kind of boost up the case, where I have my victims go meet with a psychiatrist, because a lot of times some people tend to shut down. They don't want to talk about it, but they'll talk to a therapist. So this area is ripe for practitioners to file fraudulent applications, because it's not as complicated. You don't even need an affidavit of support, because this is what we call a self-petition, meaning you are filing for yourself by virtue of being abused by someone.
I want you guys to listen to this very carefully, because I'm happy that we're touching on this surface a bit, because in a lot of different ways, people have been using the VAWA application fraudulently, right? And in a lot of ways, we've seen where people are going through problems and they don't know what to do. So it's also a good way, if done right, if you are actively abused, and it's a self-petition. And there are very few, right? There are very few other ways that you could self-petition.
Very few. There's some, but very few. This is one of those areas where you can even be here illegally, Junior, and you're able to do it. So this is really a sweet spot, really sweet spot.
Right. Guys, listen to this carefully. And you probably know of someone that's in this predicament right now. They are married to a United States citizen and they are being abused, right? They could file a VAWA application, violence against women application.
Or men.
Right. But it's men or women. It's not just for women. It's men and women, anybody. And go to the process and you could obtain a green card to remain here in the US. What's the time span? Is it expedited? What is the process after it is filed?
Junior, 4 or 5 years, 6 years, 5 years in some cases. It takes a long time
to get a green card. But how long? What about
VAWA? Through VAWA. What happens? Okay, so let's talk about the lifespan. Let's talk about what it looks like, the process. So first, you file your application. Like any other application, you file your application. It's an I-360. For those of you who follow me with the forms thing, it's on uscis.gov. Once you file that application, and I saw somebody, I think it's Jade Lala, talking about the prima facie determination. Once you file your application, the service takes a look at that application, and within first you get a receipt notice, you do your fingerprints, all that good stuff. What the service does is it takes a look at the bare bones application, because a lot of times there's no green card available, because this area of the law has limited green cards. It's not like there's just one green card for everybody who files. So what the service does, it takes your application, it looks at it and make what we call a prima facie determination, meaning you file this application. We don't have any time now to look at it to see how valid it is.
Right.
But because you've made a good faith attempt, meaning you've checked enough boxes to make it look like you would qualify, they give you what we call a prima facie determination. The prima facie determination just means this looks good. You can use that determination then to file for a work authorization, social security number. You can get benefits, public benefits, because you are being abused. That's an exception. You're entitled to get a little public benefits because, come on, you're being abused. The person who is supposed to supporting you is not supporting you. So what people like some of these gentlemen do is they file, like everybody come in when I have no other option with immigration, they file these applications. They file them. And most people don't mind. Because what they get the little work authorization. You can't even travel authorization too. You can get a permission to travel, advance parole. You get a permission to leave and come back for emergency purposes.
In VAWA?
In VAWA. Some people don't mind, Junior. Some people don't mind because their case just keeps rolling down the hill or up the hill, whichever way. Because all you do, you keep renewing the work authorization and you continue to work.
Yeah, that is something that I want people to look at, because again, probably a lot of people didn't really know about it. And people who knew about it, they took advantage of it, charge a whole lot of money. And these people are not lawyers. They don't have no responsibility in terms of if shit hit the fire, then you on your own. So I think that people should really look deeper into this here. Now, when you're talking about abuse, there are different levels of abuse, right? What about if a husband is not giving sex to his wife, or a wife is not giving sex to a husband? Could that be considered abuse?
So the wife is not giving. I think that's a tough one.
Okay.
I have never seen that one in my almost 15 years of practice.
Okay, well,
I've always seen the opposite, where the husband or each other is forcing sexual advances towards the other. So withholding of sex in a marriage, is tricky. Withholding of sex is tricky. I would probably need a psychiatrist to help me figure out if that could be classified as abuse. Because you're withholding of something. It's called withholding of affection. We call it in the law, which, is it abuse? I don't know. That's a tough one, Junior.
Okay. All right. So
let me say hi to my brother, Bumpy. Hey, Bumpy. He's in Jamaica watching. Hey, Bumpy. Big up yourself.
Bumpy. Wagwan. You realize?
Bumpy Winter. We're the mask of Jamaica, Okay.
Yeah. Terry has a question. Can a parent who have a green card file for her child who is over 21 and living in the US also? What's the processing time?
So the answer is yes, you can file. The processing time is going to be a very long time, very, very long time. Terry, let me tell you how you can check. After you file, you're going to be sent to what we call a service center. There are 4 major service centers in the United States. After you file, you get your receipt notice. You can go to uscis.com, case processing times. You slap in the I-130, you literally select the form, you put I-130, then you slap in your service center, and it will tell you the case processing time for each service center. So even though you might get an approval, Terry, there might not be a green card available, and you're going to run into a problem with that 21-year-old because they have now accrued what we call, for one, they're no longer a child. And once they hit 18, they would have accrued what we call unlawful presence. I just checked the California Service Center for parent with a green card filing for a unmarried child over 21. They're now saying 47 months. That's about how many years that, Junior? 12 months to a year? 4 8, 4 12, 24. About 4.5 years.
4.5 years, yeah.
Yes, so you have to look at the case processing times. I would also tell you, Terry, that some years, it depends on your country, they do what we call a visa dump, meaning they have enough green cards left over And because each country, like Jamaica, I think has like 23,500 the last I checked. Each country gets a certain allotted number of green cards. If they haven't used those, they will just dump them and you'll see case processing time speed up, like a lot of people get, which is why I always tell people to file your application because a lot of things can happen. We saw under the Biden administration, Biden administration is with those Muslim countries, he said recapture those green cards. So imagine those people that didn't file, now they're left out. And if you had filed, Biden is saying go back and recapture all those green cards that were not given during the bans. So we might see a big rush coming out of those countries.
Okay. Kibbs want to know, how can someone get a work permit to work in the U.S.?
They have to, so your work permit has to be tied to something. Remember we talked about the anchor? So it's either through employment, family, investment. It has to be anchored in something. You can't just apply for a work permit so like that. It has to be anchored in some other kind of visa, whether you're coming here to work on an H-2A, the agricultural programs, or you're coming here as a student, even then you're limited, or you're coming here as an employee, or you filed a petition. So you're married to somebody and they file a petition for you, Kibbs, and they're a citizen, you can file the work permit, the work authorization under that application. But a work permit / work authorization is always tied to something.
Yeah. You can't just file for a work permit like that. It has to be, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
We got a question from Lenora. They're asking, can someone work with a tax ID if they're not a green card holder?
You can work with a tax ID if you're not a green card holder or if you're not lawfully present, but that work is what we call unauthorized. So for example, I use that so Junior, if you had come to the country, you come through Mexico, right?
Right.
You don't have a social, you have nothing. I keep putting you in all these circumstances. Sorry, Junior.
That's fine.
So you come through Mexico, you have nothing. You're not married to anybody, nothing Naguan for you. What I encourage those people to do is get what we call an ITIN number from the IRS, so you can work and pay your taxes. And that's important for a number of reasons. We've seen when it comes time, whether it's through amnesty or looking at the Biden-Harris bill or looking at DACA, when it comes times for those, you'll see they tie in things like good character in it. And what is more good than somebody who lives in the U.S. and pay their taxes? That is considered a person of good character. A lot of times,
but isn't that a double? Isn't the fact that it shouldn't work?
It is a double-edged sword. But it's the IRS versus the DHS. It's IRS versus it's immigration versus IRS. Who do you think will win that fight?
I don't know.
The IRS, because they want to take your money. Yes, the IRS is going to win every day of the week.
Oh.
And then if they deport you, Junior, you don't get, even though you've paid in all your quarters, you get nothing. So you have people that have worked, paid taxes for 10, 12, 15 years.
Yeah.
$0.
And that is sad because I had a friend of mine. He said that he came to the US and he got a little part-time job. He just doing a little part-time job. He got his ITIN, I believe. So he was working. And so the job gave him an ID, right? Give him an ID. So he traveled back to his country. And when he was coming back into the US at the airport, he had his ID. Right? And they said, can I take a look at that? And they saw his ID. They look at his ID and he said, you worked? Yeah. He was working. Yeah, he was working while he was here. He had an ITIN. He had whatever work identification number, whatever the case is. Barred him for 10 years. They sent him back and they barred him.
Junior, he left. Listen, Junior, he left the country without documentation. He self-deported. He deported himself.
Well, no. He came up on a visitor visa.
Yes.
Right?
They found out he was working unlawfully.
Yes.
He violated his visa. Oh, I
Yes.
get what you mean. Yes, you can't work on a visitor's visa, Junior.
Well,
You
that's what
cannot work.
that's what I'm saying. So someone that came here for a 6 month period, and they figure, yeah, they want to get something done, and they go and they get a work authorization number.
Fling with the ID, delete the app off of your phone. You've heard me talk about this before. Delete anything to do with work off your phone when you're coming.
Yeah, it's important
She's
that people understand that. So he got barred. Well, he never came back to the U.S., but it's just important to note that you shouldn't work.
You're not allowed.
You're not allowed to work, especially if you're up here, if you're just on just a visitor visa. You come here to visit, and
Not allowed to work.
if you do have that ID, get rid of it.
Don't bring it on your person, and delete all the things with. Well, I have had clients get in trouble because they wash cars. They use the car wash app where you can request a car, and they've gone into their phones and seen that, and they've gotten in trouble. So these are just little things you have to be super cautious with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super cautious.
Queen wants to know that.
And let me tell you something, Junior. Just about them 10-year ban.
Yeah.
It's permanent. Them not gonna get a visa again. Nobody think after 10 years they go march back to the embassy and they're gonna be like, sure. It's gonna be a hard sell at the consular post once you violate or have had your visa canceled.
Yeah, that's why probably he never came back to this country.
They're not gonna give it back to him.
Yeah. Queen
wants some kind of way. Sorry.
What about a husband or wife whose green card holder filing for their spouse? How long does that process take?
So I'm going to give Quinn the same advice, USCIS case processing times, because it depends on your service center. Go to USCIS case processing time, grab that I-130 receipt, Quinn, that you have, look at it. It all depends on what each center is doing. And you know, each time I tell you, you're going to come and pull up the center one of these days so they can see. You pull up USCIS case processing times. You drop it down, you put I-130, you put the center where your case is, and it will tell you about the case processing times.
Okay, all right. We're going through a lot. Of questions. We really help.
There's a lot of questions today. Yeah, like, wow.
I know. Guys, don't forget that Deanna Winter-Funde is a immigration attorney. Not no fly-by-night kind of thing, She's an immigration attorney, professional immigration attorney. So whenever you need to contact an immigration attorney, if you have a friend, if you have a family member, you contact Deanna Winter-Funde right over here. Deanna, give them your number one more time before we answer this question.
813-815-3529. 813-815-3529. And I think Quinn, Quinn has a follow-up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, follow-up question, and then we're going to go to the other question. Follow-up question: can a husband and wife reside in the U.S. during that filing process?
So, Quinn, I'm going to go back to your original question because you said green card. If you have a spouse who's a green card holder, you're not eligible to adjust status in the United States. You cannot adjust status. You would need a waiver if you live here unlawfully, and you'd have to go back home. If the person, so if Junior and I are married and Junior is a citizen and I came here legally, then I can change my status in the United States without departing. If all Junior has, Quinn, is a green card and I'm living here, I cannot change my status. I'll have to go back to Jamaica or go back to my country in order for to be processed. Keep in mind that also applies, Italia, for children over 18. They have what we call, they would have accrued unlawful presence, so they would have to go back home to be processed. On a waiver, guys. Don't just depart because you get an approved I-130. You'll need what we call a hardship waiver.
All right. We have another question from Harry. Guys, also, if you want to call in live, the number that you call is 718-701-5720. That number right there, 718-701-5720. Pose your question live to us. You can call this number. Again, if you want to call Winter-Funde, she's an immigration attorney. This is the number that you call right here. The number is 813-815-3529. Remember, right? You may need You would need this number at some point in time. In fact, everybody watching gonna need this number. So take a pen, write this number down. Do it old-fashioned. Write it down and stick it on your fridge. Yeah, stick it on your fridge, and pass it on to everybody that you know need it. 813-815-3529. Anything immigration. You see, she knows everything, right? And she worked with so
I
many
pretend I
people.
do.
Yeah, yeah. She worked with all of my friends, and everybody's coming back and they're happy. She's very thorough. She makes absolutely no mistake. And she's like superhuman because she doesn't make any mistake. I don't understand it. You perfect on the button all the time. On the damn money all the time.
Thank you, Junior.
All right, let's get another question that just popped up here. Boom. Can a parent who is a citizen file for a child over? Did we get a question already?
I answered it because it related to the other one.
All right, there we go. Let me see if I get another question. Let me see if I get Doug. Doug has a question. I have a question for a friend of mine. You have a baby and didn't pay a bill, and you go to the embassy to renew your visa, and they showed you the bill. Here is your bill.
They show me the bill.
Yeah.
I don't understand that one, Doug. That one's throwing me. So you have a baby. Help me, Junior.
So he probably saying that you went to the hospital or you used services here and you didn't pay the bill.
Oh,
I know you go to renew
yes.
Oh, remember this?
Yes. So Doug, that goes back to I've had that happen. That goes back to, remember we did birth tourism, Junior?
Yes.
We talked about that, people coming in the country to have babies, and it also goes back to public charge, because when you get your visitor's visa or anything of that nature, you're saying to the government, I'm not going to come to America and take any resources. You're going to say, I'm coming to America. I have my way about me, meaning I have my bank statement. Family and friends are going to sponsor me. I'm not going to incur any bill. When you have a child here in the United States, it costs us taxpayers money. And so if you have a child, and how they find this out, Junior, remember when you fill out your application for the visitor's visa, you'll have to put kids on it and everything of that sort. So they want to say that when you're filing for that visa, you didn't come into the country and incur any debt. So what they're saying to you is, all right, you had a baby in the United States. How did you pay for it? Show me how you paid for it. And if you haven't paid that bill, they want you to go back and take care of the bill first and then come back.
Yeah, you gotta take care. You can't just run away and pay your bill. That doesn't work. So Gail is doing an excellent job by making sure that we have all the questions, because today we have a lot of questions.
Thank you, Gail. There's a lot of questions this evening.
A lot. You know, next week we got to start charging all your per question. Now. All right. Gail, I'm trying to get as much question in as possible. So I'm sorry, I'm not purposely skipping over questions, guys. I'm sorry. There's just a lot of things popping up on my screen. We have a question from Mavis. What happened when someone green card expire before they reapply?
Nothing, just apply. The green card is not like a driver's license. You know how you have a driver's license, it expires, you're not allowed to drive?
Right.
The green card, an expired green card doesn't mean your status have expired. Your status is still the same. You're a resident. Go ahead and reapply. Or you can go for naturalization, whichever one suits your fancy.
Right. Okay. We have a follow-up question, and that is follow-up. If the adult child has American children, would they still have to leave?
So it depends. If that child is 21 or over, Atali, have the child petition for the parent, right? So have the child petition for the parent. So then the parent would not have to leave. Immigration law is funny, it's very finicky. So if the mother is petitioning for the adult child will have to leave. However, if that adult child now has a U.S. citizen child that's 21 or over, and they petition for mom now, mom does not have to leave.
Oh,
I know it's confusing. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, but you have all the answers.
So long as we have those legal entries that we keep talking about, meaning they came in legally, even if they've overstayed, then they don't have to leave if it's an adult child filing for a parent.
Okay, great. Well, Mavis is saying as follows. She said, "Funny, my daughters became citizen last Thursday." Yeah, great.
Congratulations! I
Enjoy
remember.
enjoy all the perks of being an American citizen. They are.
Congrats, Mavis. Congratulations.
We had a follow up. Okay, Dell was asking, Dell Joseph, does this apply to medical bills as it relates to not paying your bill?
It applies to any bills you incur, Dell. Here's a challenge. Here's the loophole. If you come and you just have a surgery, it's very hard for the consulate to know about this surgery bill. How they find out about the children is a lot of times when you're reapplying for your visa, you have to put in your demographics, like if you're married, you have children, etc. So they'll see a child born where? United States. So just by virtue of you doing that DS-160, it will tell your story for you. But if you come and say you have a surgery on your big toe, they might not know about surgery on your big toe that you went to the emergency room for. But certainly they'll probably find out that you had given birth.
Oh, okay. All right. You got to pay those bills. Kimmy is asking, can you work while student visa?
Yes, you can. Most student visas are limited to 20 hours or less per week. They limit you. They don't want you to work full time.
Okay.
Kids, they don't want you to work full time because you have shown in your student visa application that you're coming to study and studying is your priority, and they don't want students to take the jobs of Americans. Well, that's what they say. So they won't allow you to take a full-time job.
Okay. Question coming in again, a whole lot of them. Does the Biden immigration law allow anyone living here before January 1st, 2021 to apply for the green card, even if they have overstayed in the country, or is there a requirement? So
Chickney, I'm going to correct you. There's no Biden immigration law. I keep saying again, it's a proposed bill.
Yeah.
The bill as proposed would allow undocumented, so people without any documentation. So if you're H-1B, you're documented. If you're a student, F1, you're documented. If you're H-2B, you're documented. If you're a J, you're documented. Undocumented means you've either overstayed or you came across the border. As the bill is proposed, it is saying anyone here before January 1, 2021 may apply for what we call provisional or temporary status for 5 years. After the 5 years, they can apply for a green card. And after holding that green card for 3 years, then they can apply for naturalization.
Okay. Here's a unique question. Before we go back to the board, someone asked me this question. So they came to the U.S. The I-94 expired. I-90. What is it?
I-94.
I-94. The I-94 expired. However, the visa didn't expire. In other words, they overstayed in the U.S. But the visa is like a 10-year visa. So they went back to the country. But when they went back, after the I-94 expired, they never got stamped. So there's no verification on the time that they left. Could they attempt to come back up again?
They're going to run into a problem. The I-94 expired before they left the United States.
Yes.
So they have essentially overstayed and would be time barred, because the I-94, and a lot of people confuse your I-94 with your visa. So you'll have a 10-year visa.
Right.
But when you land, the I-94 tells you how long you can stay in the United States. If you go over that time, you're now considered what we call a visa overstay.
Okay.
In other words, you're undocumented. You're illegal. So when you depart, you have done what we call self-deportation, meaning, so if you were here for a year or less, you're barred for 3 years. If you were here for a year or more, you're barred for 10 years. We call it the 3-year, 10-year bar. And that is because you violated the terms of your stay. You've accrued what we call in the U.S. unlawful presence.
Right.
And you left without filing an extension or anything of that sort. See, with visas, Junior, you can't just come willy-nilly into the United States and stay as you please. You have to abide by your I-94, which says you can stay for X.
Yeah, but
Like
the I-94 was never stamped.
they will find out. There's an I-94 somewhere, because remember the I-94 is electronic. Tell them to go to i94.gov and put in their information, and they'll see in custom and border. Did they come here after 2013?
Well, I don't know. I don't know specifically.
Okay, so after 2013, it's electronic. They don't have to do anything. Because if you go to i94.gov and you put in your name, passport number, date of birth, country, all that stuff, everything is there.
Everything is there.
You can't fool the government like one time.
Yeah. Another question. Okay, my friend came up to the US as a child. Her parents are now American citizens, but they want to file for her, but she's over 21, but her children are younger than 5. Can her parents file for her, or will she have to leave?
Same answer, Atali, that I gave earlier. She will have to leave.
She'll have to leave.
She's have to, when those 5-year-old reach 21, Atali, they can file for her right now. So the fact you have children, they call them anchor babies. The fact you have children in the United States does not mean the laws no longer apply. What it means is that if the child turns 21, they can file for you. But if the parents decide to file for her, she's over 21, she will have to leave on a waiver in order to come back.
Okay. Remember, guys, this particular service that Ridealong and Dione Winter Fund they present or provide to you every single week, this is information to empower you, all right? This is information so we could empower the community, and it's brought to you free. It's brought to you for sponsored by Dione Winter Fund. It doesn't cost you, but we urge you guys to support the lawyer that you see right next to me here that make her time. She canceled all of our appointments just so she could come here every Thursday at this particular time to share this information to you. So I want you guys to take advantage of this opportunity, and always remember where you get the source of the information from. When you need a lawyer, you have to call this number right here. The number is 813-815-3529. That's 813-815-3529. I want you to write it, put it on your fridge, stick it on your fridge, put it as a donut, whatever. Just remember the damn number. And anybody that asks for immigration questions, asks for immigration assistance, you know who to send them to. 813-815-3529. Let me see who else we got.
Somebody asked. I think Dell misunderstood when you say I-94 never stamped. I think you mean the passport. They never stamped her passport, right?
They never stamped the passport, yeah.
Yeah, I figured that's what you meant.
Yes. They never stamp the passport. Okay.
I've been hanging around you long enough, Junior, that I think we speak the same language now. We understand each other.
Yes, we do. Rosa is asking, if someone lost their original passport with the I-94 attached, how can they prove that they entered the country?
You file Form I-102 with Custom and Border Patrol, or you can do a FOIA for your immigration records. It will have your I-94 or records of your entry into the United States. If you came in prior to 2013, it might have been remember that little piece of white paper we used to stack?
Yeah.
Remember they gave us that little piece of white paper that you attach, that you staple it in your thing?
Yeah.
So you might have, if you've lost that passport, and I imagine that's what you mean because they no longer do that, you can make a request. You can file Form I-102, or just go to uscis.gov and say replace I-94. The form is I-102. You file that to replace your I-94, and they'll get that to you. You have to pay. Remember, it's immigration. If you came in after 2013 or when they went electronic, don't quote me on the year, but you can get your own I-94 from i94.gov.
All right. Adele is asking a question, but let me just say before I ask that question it's not yet a bill. So there are no application yet. As far as the Biden, it was a proposal. It's not a bill. So no one knows when the application would begin. No one knows because it's not yet a bill. It's still a proposal. whole
I
thing.
don't even know if that bill has gone to committee yet, Junior. I don't think so. We're talking maybe Dell a year down the road next year if we see it.
Right.
That bill has not even gone to committee, and I can tell you this: it's going to be a very hard bill to pass. So it hasn't gone to committee yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Miss Mavis.
Here is another question, Fondy. I know we're coming close to wrap up time. Okay.
Wow.
I know that when you file for citizenship, the system kind of corrects itself. You mentioned that a lot on the program. What if someone filed a document, say a invalid VOA application, right? And that was discovered. It was not discovered at the point when the person got the green card. It was not discovered at the time when the person got the permanent green card. However, during the process, you went to file for your citizenship. Could they take away your citizenship if they then found that your VOA application was fraudulent?
Yes. In fact, I see it all the time.
Wow.
I see it all the time and they take away your green card and put you in removal.
Wow.
Immediate. I've had, and this is within the last 6 months, I've had a case where the family had filed for asylum. They got their green cards, they got everything. And this is years. We're talking about 2009. We're in 2021. They go to apply for naturalization, and the service says, wait a minute, we want to see all these documents again. So all the documents that were submitted under that green card, that asylum application back in 2009, they want to see it again. Meaning, go get that original, whatever you did, get it and come back. And we weren't able to meet that burden, and they have denied that application. Not only do they deny the naturalization application, Junior, they take away your green card because it's based on fraud, and then they put you into removal proceedings.
So what you should do then, if you went through the process and someone filed a fraudulent VOA application for you, and you fidgety right now because you're concerned, you just should never file for citizenship?
Listen, Junior.
Don't file. Okay, all right.
Don't they ever make sleeping dog lay down with them there, right?
Yeah, okay.
I've done that. So I've had consultations with people where I have made recommendations that they do not move to the next step. Because remember, Junior, when you apply for anything, you submit one stack of paperwork, all right?
Yeah. So
sometimes what we do is we catch an officer on a bad or good day, and the officer just kind of flip. And the officer knows to say, wait a minute. Where's the divorce decree?
Right.
Right. So now it's 5 years later, we catch a sharp officer. And the officer just take one look we call it looking under the hood of the car. And they see something is off and everything falls apart. That's why I always say, start the process with clean hands. That means no matter what the service throws at you, you give us the power to argue and fight and kick. Like, tell us. Because sometimes if I'm in an interview and me hear the officer start ask about something from 10 years ago, I know exactly where the officer is going.
Wow.
Yes. Once I hear the officer asking, oh, tell us about, you were working for so-and-so in Grenada. Oh, wow. What year? 2008. Once I hear that, because that has nothing to do with an application now, where my client worked before they came to this country. So from the moment I hear that, or you told the officer at the port of entry that you were going to Atlanta for 6 months, but over here on your B1, you said you had 2 weeks vacation. How did you come to the country for 6 months and you work at such and such a place?
Wow.
So we just know when things are going sideways.
So you could essentially be deported at the point where you're thinking about processing your green card if you enter the process fraudulently.
Yes, they'll put you, we can fight it, Deported, remember, they place you in deportation, meaning
right.
Because remember, the judge have to look over everything. They want a second eye. So
Right.
what the service does is take your file and send it to the court, and now you go to like trial to
Right.
prove. You get that opportunity, because they're gonna say it's fraud or a lie. You get an opportunity, and I do it all the time. I'm like, wait a minute, you want my client to find you something from 2008? What were you doing between 2008 and
They
2021?
can't remember. Can't remember what I was doing 2 weeks ago.
We don't know. That's unfair. So we go to court and we fight.
Right.
We fight this through. There are waivers available. We can say, Your Honor, we agree with counsel, but we do have a waiver for whatever this is, whether it's a fraud waiver, whatever waiver, we might have something.
Yeah. Paulette has a question here. Good morning. Well, Paulette, you are probably in Asia, but good
Or
morning.
Australia.
Australia.
If-
If someone wants to file for a husband, does she need to have a W-2 to start?
It depends if whether the husband is here in the United States or the husband is overseas and to be processed at a consulate. If the husband is in the United States, we submit what we call an adjustment of status application, where we send everything and the kitchen sink up front. If the husband is overseas, then we just start with the basic application and we do W-2 and all that stuff later.
Okay. Let's go back to Spice Baffy question. She said, Junior, you forgot my question. You didn't read it. Sorry,
you
Spice
forgot
Baffy.
Spice.
How could I forget Spice Baffy? She said, when is the deadline for the new DACA application?
As it stands, there's no deadline, but we don't know what will be done with DACA. DACA is one of those little bicycle hamster on a wheel things. So as it stands, Spice, it's good news. You can now file new DACA applications and there's no deadline to file until, of course, somebody brings it back to court again. Remember, DACA, we couldn't file since 2017.
Yeah.
And we were only able to submit new applications starting December of last year.
Guys, we're going to take 2 more questions before we wrap it up. We're over time already. But I want you guys to support this Thursday program. Because I think it's one of the most important day of the week. And it should be one of your most important day of the week as well, because it deals with empowering the community. And this is information that you don't just pick up in a candy store. Deanna Winterfundy, as I said, is an experienced legal attorney. She's a fierce legal attorney, and she's fighting for you. So I want you guys to make Thursday your special day, all right? Bookmark it. Don't just come and say, oh, they ain't talking about this and all kind of stuff, so I'm not going to come in on Thursday. Thursday is your special day. You hear me? Thursday is your special day. Right here.
Today is busy. What's going on? Today's a busy day.
Yeah. It's probably the pink shirt.
Oh, it's a pink shirt. Okay.
Yeah, pink shirt.
Today, I don't know I'm trying to think what happened in the news.
I don't know specifically.
Because it's busy.
No, there's nothing really big immigration-wise happening in the news. But I tell you what's happening non-immigration. I just got this through the Vine. My producer just sent it in to me, and it says that Grenada would receive the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine. They will receive 45,600, which to me is a good thing.
And when are they getting it?
Soon.
That's good. I think Jamaica is getting some in April the 1st set reaching. That is pretty good, Junior.
Yeah, India under the advanced purchase agreement, so they're getting some from India, and I think it's good. And later this evening, guys, I'm going to do a vlog on the vaccine and my decision on the vaccine. I want you guys to check out the vlog. It's going to be premiered later tonight. I want you guys to check it out. I have a lot to say about it, by the way. Diana, you want to take that one on the screen?
If someone got married and went in for their interview and the spouse tell the person interviewing that the marriage is fake, all right, so we have an adjustment interview. One person, the petitioner, tell the interviewer that it's fake. Typically, at Talia, it would be more than telling, it would be writing. So the officer would have given that petitioner a document to sign to say, yes, the marriage is fake, so they can establish fraud. And they never got green card approval or a removal notice. So this might have been prior to the Trump administration, where you go in, you get denied, them leave you alone. Now, typically a removal notice follows. So now they're married. should they let their new spouse file, or will it be flagged as fraud as well? So fraud is a he said, she said crime, right? So a case like this, you can say, look, I had all the evidence that there was no crime. However, with marriage fraud, if marriage fraud is established, you are permanently barred from the United States, Atali. So if the service has established marriage fraud, so there's a writing where somebody put and say, Atalia paid Diani $10,000 to get married to her or whatever, you'll get a chance to go to court. But when you go to court, you have to prove that it was not fraud. Will this file be flagged? Absolutely, it will be flagged. But it might have been, it can be looked at as it was a disgruntled spouse. So we were married, we went to the interview and he was just disgruntled. So because of that, you can make some argument like this man was just unhappy with the marriage, or this person was unhappy with the marriage. But the second marriage is what we're going to call, it's going to be under scrutiny. So it's not going to be an easy walk through. They're going to look at the second marriage to establish that there's no fraud. And if fraud was established in that first marriage, you cannot use a second marriage to cure that fraud.
And by that, we are done. You hear, Diani, you see how they treat me bad on this program?
What is it, Gina?
I said, it's probably the pink show. That's why, everybody asking all these questions. Because no, they're here for you, not for me.
Oh, but Junior, they're here for me. I'm here for you. So the blessings flow.
And it's fine. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of our program.
Everybody for watching. Thank you so much. Thank you. My brother is still watching. Good night.
Hey, brother. Big up for yourself. Big up on yourself. All right. Guys, don't forget, I want you guys to make Thursday a special day. Every Thursday, we are going to be here giving you all the information on immigration and more. I want you guys to write this number down again. This time we're doing it old-fashioned, guys. Old-fashioned ways. Take a pen and write this number down and stick it on your fridge. Take this number down and stick it on your fridge. And whenever you hear anybody or you yourself need immigration assistance, call this number on the screen right now. Diana Winter Funde, she knows it all. I'm telling you, she's the best. She's the best. Can't contest with the best.
Thanks, Gail. Bye, Bumpy. Oh, Bumpy was watching me the whole time. See?
Oh, Bumpy was there all the time.
Up.
Glenda, thank you so much. Diane, Joan.
Thank you, Joan.
Everybody, thank you guys so much. Diane, any last word you want to leave with before we wrap it up?
I can't say this enough. If you are here and you're undocumented, go sit with an immigration lawyer, pay a consultation fee, let them go over possible options for you. Another thing I'm encouraging everybody to do, if you were here on or before January 1st of 2021, go ahead and get those paperwork in order just in case this bill goes through. Then you'll have this updated immigration file. Get your passport, get your birth certificate from your country. If you've been filing taxes, get those tax documents. If you have children that went to school, get those school things. So just start putting your house in order. Set up a little piggy bank, start dropping money in the piggy bank. So when it comes time, you can hire a reputable attorney. Don't pay any attorney now anything to file anything under any Biden bill because it just doesn't exist yet.
And that's a scam already started to go wrong. People say they're spending the money, they spend this money there, and also find out if the person is a lawyer. If you are working with a lawyer, now there are documents that you could fill out, you could try a thing, and but you're not going to be as thorough as how DNA Winter Fund are going to be on your document. Trust me when I'm telling you. So if you have any legal issues, I want you to call Diana Winter Fund. Not with any lawyer, because lawyers are not made evenly. And the best thing about Diana Winter Fund, she's good on papers and she could dance. And don't trust a lawyer that can't dance. Don't trust a lawyer that can't dance. If they can't dance, pull them out and say, let me see you dance. And when it, look at this.
You gotta be strong in this life.
Don't trust a lawyer that can't dance. Hey.
I will survive.
If they can't dance, don't give them a
And I'm a
chance.
firm believer.
Hey.
That simple means that nobody can hold me.
Nobody can change my energy.
Nobody can.
I will let alone negativity.
Nobody
If they
can.
can't dance, don't give them a chance.
I love that one. Judy, it was a blast as usual.
Guys, also we gotta tell you about Ridealong and the riders, the new headphones, the new riders. We want you guys to check it out. Buddha, pada. Get the riders right now. See this is my favorite. This one and this one comes together. Get it right now. Go on to the website. It's ridersong.com. That's ridersong.com. And with your support, guys, this thing is blowing up. Trust me. This thing is blowing up. People from all over, they're ordering and they're supporting and they're taking pictures with the riders and they're sending it in. They love their riders. And with a flexible rider, this one is so flexible, like it does all this thing. You can't mash it up, you can't mash it up. And the other thing about these riders right here, right? It will never fall off your head. You could go upside it down, right side up, it ain't falling off your head. It's sticking on your right this way. And nobody don't even know you have it on. Because it's right there in the back of your head. It doesn't go on your neck, it's right in the back of your head and it fits so snugly. It's like, like them Secret Service people when they have something like right there. Yeah, that's the riders. And the other thing, it doesn't stick in your ear. It goes right up by your ear. So some people don't like things stuck in the air. And some people don't like searching for the headphones either when they get lost. These would never get lost. These new riders are the bomb. You can't break it, Give it to a child. Tell them, break it, you just can't break the damn thing. Look. You can't. You could fight with it, you can't break it. You could, look. Mine fall and it can't mash up. Try mash it up now. You can't mash it up. Do all you can. All you could try to do, you're mashing up. And when you finish, you just go so. Just take it, put it in back of your head like this. Riders, boom. Just like that. It's right there. It sits right there. You're like an FBI, Secret Service. That's what it is. Get the new riders right now online at ridersong.com. That's ridersong.com. Whew, that's all I have for you today. Gail, big up yourself. We love you, Gail. Mavis, I know you have the other rider, but this one, I don't know what you have to do, Mavis, but you have to get these. You have to get these, right? You have to get these. Get these. This is the new riders. Joan, thank you so much. Peace out, everybody. Guys, also, Grenada Independence is right around the corner. And Bula, right there. You can still order your t-shirt, guys. You can still order your t-shirt. If you're in Brooklyn, you could still order it. And we'll drop it off for you in Brooklyn. All right. Also, we want to tell you about if you want to be a brand ambassador. Or everybody on Ridealong are brand ambassadors, But you could really, hey, did I see Charlotte Nurse? My friend Charlotte Nurse. Charlotte Nurse, you are so late. We love you still, Charlotte Nurse. Now a brand ambassador, if you have a Facebook page or group and you want to be a brand ambassador, you could apply to be a brand ambassador. Here's what we do. We give you a code, a special code. And whenever you, your friend, or your family want to shop and buy a rider, you get from 10 to 25% discount with your code. So tell all your friends, listen, I'm a freaking brand ambassador. Use my code and get $10 to $15 discount whenever you shop on ridersong.com. So you could apply right now to be a brand ambassador of riders, a rider brand ambassador. All right? I think I'm done. Stick a fork in it. I am done. Catch me again, guys, tomorrow. tomorrow is Ride Trivia Friday. It's Friday already.
And show them who we are. That's when you're old.
Yeah, it's Friday already. Let's get you guys tomorrow. What a beautiful week. I'm done, right? I think I'm finished. Let me see if I have any other notices here that I have to. I think I'm done. Yeah. Am I forgetting anything, Lois, JJ? No? All right. Okay. Good night, everyone. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Peace out.
Hey, I got some good news for you. Looking for a passionate immigration lawyer with experience that spans over 2 decades? Someone trusted that served immigrant families just like yours? Well, look no more. Now you can benefit from her personal and professional experience. Diane Winter Funde. Schedule a consultation now and get assistance with your immigration journey. Specialize in adjustment of status, B1 business visa, B2 visitors visa, consular processing, deportation defense, naturalization, and more. Give us a call today at 813-815-3529. That's 813-815-3529 or online at winterimmigration.com. Attorney Diane Winter Funde. Law done differently.
You're constantly thinking of food, but sometimes you just don't want to cook or want something a little different. That's when you call Tasties, preparing meals that you really love. Tasties, our mouth-watering food, would have you coming back every day. But hold on, we only prepare meals Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for now. Call early because we have a lot to serve and we would love to serve you. Tasties, we prepare the meals you love to eat. From macaroni pie to baked chicken, provision dumpling and saltfish, stewed chicken, curry chicken, baked chicken, rice and peas, salads, and more. Please call for daily menu. Call 425-0624 or 403-0411. You can pick up your meals from us or we deliver to you. Tasties, food that's delicious.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.